In fact, John Calvin and a handful of Reformed figureheads were proponents of the idea Michael was the pre-incarnate Christ. So the two individuals that are mainly brought up whenever it comes to this particular topic of, oh, did Reformed figureheads believe that Michael was a pre-incarnate Christ? They always go to John Calvin and John Wesley. Now, these particular figureheads in Reformed theology had particular commentaries on the prophet Daniel in the book, particularly in Daniel 10:13 and Daniel 12:1. Daniel 10:13 says, "The prince of the kingdom of Persia withstood me 21 days, but Michael, one of the chief princes, came to help me, for I was left there with the kings of Persia." Now, Daniel 12 verse 1 says, "At that time shall arise Michael the great prince, who has charge of your people, and there shall be a time of trouble, such as never has been since there was a nation till that time. But at that time your people shall be delivered, everyone whose name shall be found written in the book." Now, for the particular quotes of John Wesley and John Calvin, John Wesley says, with the quote, "withstood me" in Daniel 10:13, God suffered the wicked counsels of Cambyses, I think that's how it's said, to take place a while, but Daniel, by his prayers, and the angel by his power, overcame him at last. And this very thing laid out a foundation of the ruin of the Persian monarchs. Michael here is commonly supposed to mean Christ, to counter, or I remained, to counter, work their designs against the people of God, Daniel 10:21. Michael, Christ alone, is the protector of the church when all the princes of the earth desert or oppose it. Now, for Daniel 12, verse 1, John Wesley says, "For the children, the meaning seems to be, as after the death of Antiochus or Antiochus, the Jews had some deliverance. So there will be yet a greater deliverance to the people of God when Michael, your prince, the Messiah, shall appear for your salvation." Now, John Calvin's particular commentary on, the prophet Daniel is very straightforward. "Michael may mean an angel, but I embrace the opinion of those who refer this to the person of Christ because it suits the subject best to represent him as standing forward for the defense of his people, or his elect people. The angel calls Michael the mighty prince, as if he had said Michael should be the guardian and protector of the elect people." So just with context, we're not at all seeing that Michael the archangel is a pre-incarnate Jesus in their eyes. What we're seeing is they're talking about something and displaying something called typifying. We actually see this in Matthew chapter 12, verses 38 through 42, when Jesus is speaking to the religious leaders and these arrogant and pompous law keepers and whatnot. He quite literally says, "Jonah was 3 days and 3 nights in the stomach of a big fish. The Son of Man will be 3 days and 3 nights in the grave also." He is typifying Jonah, saying, just like Jonah did, so will I. I genuinely think that this is an argument from silence, just because at the end of the day, John Wesley and John Calvin are documented believers in biblical Christology. They don't think by any means necessary that Michael is a pre-incarnate Jesus. They believe in the Trinity. They believe in the deity of Christ. They're not working Michael as a particular, pre-incarnate Christ in any meaningful way, especially in these commentaries of Daniel.